Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your September 1st through the 15th general love reading. I am happy to be back here on YouTube doing readings for you guys. I hope that you didn't miss me too much during my little break, but it was very needed and it was very appreciated. So thank you for allowing me to take that time away just to do some creative thinking and focus on some stuff in my personal life. Going to dive into the reading pretty quickly here. Just want to say that this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. And of course, welcome to the Cross Watchers. And I'm going to do this reading pretty much freeform. I don't have any specific spread that I'm going to do. I'm just going to shuffle the cards and let them come out how they want to. Do just want to say at the beginning here, I do have some slots open for personal readings during the month of September. So if you're interested in that, you can send me an email, KeaghanTarot@gmail.com, and I can give you information about that. So let's go ahead and switch you guys over to this camera. Move the microphone towards me a little bit here. And I'm going to start with this oracle deck. Give it a few shuffles. Let's just see what Aquarius has been up to, what they've been feeling or dealing with, what they need to hear in terms of their most recent past. Any insight into the most recent past for Aquarius regarding the feelings or thoughts? Any insight into Aquarius' recent past? Okay. So Aquarius, we have here, I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. So it would seem like recently you've taken some time just to really get over something, and it has sort of left you sitting in the discomfort of it. It's not that you're stuck in it or pouting or even like prolonging letting go of it. You've just, I want to say, like you've been honoring it. I think it was the Gemini reading that was a similar sort of vibe. It's this notion of like the sense of duty or obligation for how much pain you think you should feel or need to feel, or how much time needs to pass between certain things. Gemini had something very similar, and it's that same energy to me. See if we can just get a couple of cards about the recent past, and then we'll go from there. We had two flip here. Okay, so you have Temperance coming out upright along with the Nine of Coins reversed. I mean, clearly Temperance is about finding balance. What's interesting here is this Nine of Coins reversed. There's very much a notion of not valuing yourself enough to really demand that you got back as much as you put in. The balance that you were looking for really was about balancing the amount of effort, the amount of caring, the amount of conversation, the amount of communication. It felt to you very much like you put in 100% and they put in 20%. It felt very unbalanced. And you've been focusing on this, trying to just find a way to process the feelings around it, and like, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. It's almost a notion of, okay, let's go ahead and figure out what I got out of this so I can move on. But until I figure it out, this is gonna hurt a lot. I'm gonna let this hurt a lot. That's what I'm hearing. It's an interesting thought process of a controlled exertion of emotion, which as a Scorpio, that sounds so foreign to me, but it's like the emotions are being released and processed and shown and honored, but it's in a very controlled, analytical, intellectual manner. Let's take a look at the present here for Aquarius. Show me the present energy for Aquarius. It's way too many. I'll take the top and bottom here. Okay. You can see this, you guys. So it says, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Which is very true. And coming out with that is, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So these two cards are very much tied together in terms of their tone and their meaning. They both speak to the notion of being in control of our own reality, choosing how we feel about things, picking feelings and emotions that are very much deemed appropriate by us. I almost feel like this is more, honestly, Aquarius, a reading of just being very focused on your own energy, your own needs, your own ambitions, and being fine with that. Just wanting to get back into who you know you are, and just fully being 100% independent, free to do what you want when you want. It's very much an independent energy. I think the card just flipped here. Yeah, so you have the Ace of Wands coming out reversed. I do think this card speaks to delays, but I think that was almost a response from your energy of, yeah, it's going to be this way for a while. I'm just going to be focused on me for a while. I'm not in any hurry to change that. I'm happy. I'd rather be by myself and happy than dealing with someone right now. That's the... Cheap. Okay. A couple cards fell out here. You have the Moon reversed with the Ten of Cups reversed. Yeah, it's like... so, you know, the Moon reversed is not bad. It's... but it does represent repressed emotion, and the Ten of Cups reversed also speaks to disconnecting and pulling away your emotions and relationships that are either struggling or have ended. With this Ace of Wands, it's really just saying, like, I know where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. I don't want to have anything change right now. Have the Knight of Cups come over. It's upright. Okay, so what this feels like here is, even though you're not willing to get into anything serious, you're not willing to really dive into anything that feels heavy, you are still willing to be flirty and charming and even romantic. It's not that you've shut yourself off completely to the notion of being in a relationship or being in love again, but it's not your focus for right now. But even though it's not your focus right now, that doesn't mean that you're not going out and being social, because you actually are. And it doesn't mean you're not being flirty, because you are. You're having fun, and it's very light, very lighthearted. Had a huge stack of cards flip over. I'm just going to take the top one. You have Death, coming out upright. And also this one, the Four of Cups, which also came out upright. So the Death card just represents for me an end of a cycle. I think it's two parts for you, Aquarius. One is the end of this relationship, but the other is actually an ending to a way of thinking or a way of operating within relationships. It's interesting. It's almost like you haven't given yourself the space in a couple of relationships. You've gotten out of one and ended up in another fairly quickly. And this time you deliberately took the time to just think and experience and go through the process as you felt you needed to. That's what this Four of Cups upright speaks to, is a time of contemplating and reflecting back and evaluating the experience that you've had with love. I think this reading is fairly straightforward. I'm just going to see if some more oracle cards want to come out. Again, this is just for a period of time, for about 2 weeks, so I don't want to try to push the reading too far, because then it's just going to be too much information. But I think this reading, like I said, is just really confirmation for you, Aquarius. I don't think that you're here seeking any sort of answers about anyone else or curious about a relationship, whether it's going to go somewhere or not. You're just really seeking just a signal that you're on the right path by focusing on yourself and really making your own wants and wishes the priority here. I'm going to go through 2 more times, but it just feels like there's no more insider information to give, which I think has happened to me with you guys before. It's like, no, that's it. That's what I wanted to hear, and I'll be done with it. Like, end it, which I can do. So, Aquarius, nothing else wants to come out. I think that this, as I said, it's been pretty clear. Let's talk a little bit about that, though. I think that that was a really interesting reading for you guys. And it was interesting because, number one, it kept the same message just kept coming through every time cards would come out, which I love when that happens, because it's just a way of the reading being very clear that it's giving affirmation to a question or a concern, or putting to rest a fear that you might have about a decision that you've made or choices that you've made. So I actually really love when the readings are like that. Now, I do want to say that I'm impressed with you guys, because it isn't a space of hiding out and taking that time away from everything in order to heal. It's healing by actually going out and working on relationships and working on finding replacements for that person that that's no longer in your life. And it's this way of thinking that I think is very particular to the air signs. That, okay, well, I probably can't replace this one person right now with one other person, but I can take aspects of what I liked about this person, and I can find someone who's as funny. I can find someone who likes doing this activity with me. I can find someone who makes me think and talks to me in a very deep way. And you've realized that you've been able to get back those parts of you that you felt were not missing, but they didn't have a counterpart to interact with. I love doing readings for you guys so much. I just want to say that because they're always very smart. They're always very to the point and focused. And it's fun for me to get into your energy and just feel that, like, very intellectual, analytical approach to feelings. It actually helps me as a water sign to just think of, wow, maybe I'll try that the next time I get really emotional. I'll try to just think my way through it and think about how that works. So if you guys have any advice for me about how to actually do that, drop those in the comments below. If this video resonated with you, if you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That helps the video reach other people who need to hear this message as well. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please take a moment to do that. That helps the channel so much when people subscribe, and I would love to see the subscriber count double during the month of September. I have some things that I'm definitely going to do to try to work on getting the subscriber count up, but you guys can help by inviting your friends and sharing the videos on your social media pages. Again, all of that helps so much, and I appreciate it so much. I did mention this at the beginning, but I do have some spots still for September for personal readings. If you're interested in that, shoot me an email, KeaghanTarot@gmail.com. And that's it. I'll see you guys back here on the channel on the 15th for your reading to wrap up the month of September. And hopefully you guys are still doing good. I think you're in a good spot. So I'm proud of you. Love you. I'll see you next time.